Welcome back to Aussie RC World, guys. It's been a busy few days in the workshop. But yeah, I just want to talk to you about nitro engines really. There's three components to them, three needles as they say. You've got the high end, low end, and you've got the idle gap needle in. So I just want to go through and explain what each needle does and where they are on the engine. A lot of people have problems tuning them and all that, but I got other videos on tuning them and going into more depth and stuff. But I'll just show you exactly where they are and what the idle gap should be set to, and I'll adjust the needle so you can see the carb closing in and out. If your idle gap is set too low, the car will not turn on at all. You need a little bit of air in there. You need the air filter to be able to suck a bit of air in to get the engine going. So I'll show you where the idle gap screw is now. That right there is the idle gap screw. I'm not sure, I'll try and get it under the light. Oops. So in there you can see it, hopefully you can see it. So when I turn this, the gap will open and it will close. Clockwise turns, opens it up, anti-clockwise closes it. So I like to have mine set at about 1.5 mil, and you can tell what that is just by looking at it in there. So that is the idle gap screw. You've got to make sure that is open. If that's closed, your RC will not start. The engine will not start at all. The engine will just flick over. It will not run. The next screw is the higher needle, is the high speed needle, which is the big brass one. This one right here. This controls the speed of the car, how fast it is going. So basically, you've got a rich and a lean setting. A rich setting is more fuel and less air. You use a ton of fuel, but the performance is pretty poor. It doesn't damage the engine at all, but you use a lot of fuel up, and the engine doesn't run hot. You'll put your hand on it and you won't burn yourself. The lean setting is clockwise turns, meaning less fuel and more air, which mega performance. Engine does get hot, but you can go fast, but you use a ton of fuel and the fuel goes down pretty quick. Tank will probably last you about, if you're thrashing it, it'll probably last about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes if that. Then you got the low end then, which is this needle here. That determines how it's idling. So if there's obviously two settings to that, it's a rich and a lean setting to that as well. So if you got it too rich, the RPMs on the car will go really low, like it'll be like a bit of thunder. It'll go really, really low. Your car will quit. It won't work basically. If you start it and you take the igniter out and your car will dies, it means it's too rich. Or even if you're pulling the throttle and it tends to like bog down a bit, it could be too rich. On the lean setting then, the RPMs on the car will rise really high. The car might start juddering and going by itself. That's when you know the lean is too lean, the low end is too lean. Another pointer for the high speed needle as well, if it's too rich and you pull the trigger, the car will bog on acceleration. There's too much fuel going into the engine, and I've had it where it bogs when it's too lean as well, where there's not enough fuel going in the engine, and you can tell by the sound of the engine then. But yeah, that low end is a nightmare. That's what a lot of people have trouble with. If you go onto my channel, I've got a lot of videos out there tuning on that low end needle. The high end is pretty straightforward, but you still want it too lean, because your engine might go boom, or well, it won't last very long. It's not very good for the engine. So yeah, guys, just a quick one there and discussing exactly what these needles do. Like, I don't want to go into too much depth. I just like to get straight to the point and let you guys know. If you guys got any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, it's really good to be back into the hobby. I'm really enjoying it, and like, it's my happy place. I'm on my break time in work at the moment, so I've got to go back in about 15 minutes. So I'll potch around in here again. In the middle of doing the braking procedure on this. So I've got to take my Savage out on a massive thrashing because I haven't taken that out yet, so that needs a tune. The T-Max is all tuned, ready to go for the showdown against the Savage, which is going to be absolutely insane. A lot of people are vouching the Savage. I think the Savage will win as well, but I don't know if I get a good tune on that T-Max. I think I'll give it a run for its money. But other than that, it's going to be a good one. I reckon the T-Max will have it in the backflip, like I said in my previous video, because the Savage will have the T-Max in the backflip, because I haven't backflipped the T-Max yet, and I've done a lot of backflips in that Savage. But yeah, it's going to be a good showdown. But yeah, guys, left talking. But yeah, they're the 3 needles. You get the high end, the idle gap, and the low end. Just make sure that idle gap is open between 1 and 1.5 mil. Well, it all depends on how you want your car running, really, but I like mine between 1 and 1.5 mil. You can tell by looking down the carb, take the air filter off, looking down the carb and seeing when it's open. And basically the low end, lean setting and a rich setting, we've gone through that, and a lean and a rich setting on the high end as well. So yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll reply as soon as possible. But yeah, guys, it's awesome. Love the hobby. I'm trying to fix this car at the moment. It's not quite running as it should. I'll try and start it now, but it's got the remote start on it, and I think the remote start is playing up. It's not shooting out enough power, and I possibly think the on-off switch is a bit dodgy on it. Yeah, see, it doesn't seem to want to start. So what I'll do, I'll loosen the glow plug to see if the engine actually turns over. Might not be enough charge in the battery, but I'll see now. I'll take that glow plug out. Yeah, see, the engine's not even turning over. Come on. You know what I'll do? I'll try heating it up a bit, I think. I'll heat it up and see if the engine turns over. I'm not too sure what's going on with it. I haven't looked into it yet. But I'll heat it up, see what happens. On-off button is really dodgy on it. Yeah, you see, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. I think that's what the problem might be. Yeah, you see, definitely is. Bastard. Whoop, language. Yes, right pain. Everything's going as it should, but yeah, the on-offs. Give it a couple on-offs. Yeah, that's a right pain, that is, guys. Put some fuel in there to see if I can lube that engine up a bit. See, it wants to go. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll get back to that, but yeah, guys, sorry to keep it so long, but yeah, just they're the 3 needles you need to look out for. the high end, low end and the idle gap. Just remember, if the idle gap is not set right, your car will not run. And with the low speed needle as well, just try and get the balance with it. Look at my other videos and yeah, they'll be good. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one.